So I said I was going to do this in first person.
Yes.
I'm going to try it. Alright.
Grab some cider. You haven't brought the bard back out.
I'm alternating between patches.
Yeah, where's the white mage? I haven't seen you in white mage mode in a while.
That's next patch.
I haven't seen, yeah. Also, I haven't seen you.
And then the last, oh, the astrologer's at 65. I'm working on it.
Yeah, now that I'm 50 with the machinist, I can now actually do the 50s. 50, 60. 100s.
Got a big picture of this mob. It's great. Ooh. I would love to get the para off. That would be awesome.
Look, she's having a hard time keeping up with the tank. Which I don't know why. Well, the tank's just been taking a beating.
Well, look at what type of tank it is. It goes without saying.
I do just fine.
Warrior tanks take a beating. That's why they have all that extra HP.
Don't worry. Initiated Operation Restore Your Faith in Warrior. Sidetrack lately.
Chance in back.
Yep.
So here's a question. So the question is Cleveland going to draft a quarterback?
Yeah, I think so, but it looks like they're a little committed to try and fix everything else, too.
There's nothing wrong with that thing, and they got a legitimate GM now. So.
Yep. Oh my god, the para.
So he may be looking at this and like, you know, we got a lot of holes. We get Tyrod Taylor. We get Tyrod Taylor for a year. We draft. What we'll do is we'll screw over. Because as much as the Giants should root a quarterback, I think the Giants and Barkley's there. They're going to take him. Because the Giants are desperate for a running back.
Yeah, the Giants are desperate for a lot of positions.
Yeah, I mean, they could take the running back. They could take Bradley Chubb. I know Indy wants Bradley Chubb.
Or at least the Indy fans do.
Yeah, the Indy fans want Bradley Chubb.
Went the wrong way? Not someone that we want to lose at this point.
No, but he has all that HP, so he can handle that kind of hit. So that's the same thing that happened to me. You're running, you went the wrong direction, then you get the blowback, and then...
Yep. No, you got a minute you see which way they turn, you got to get to the other side. So you want to stay a little close-ish to the middle. One thing that is really hard about doing this in first person is seeing when the AoEs are on you. So yeah, this is the first draft in a very long time that I've been excited for.
Oh, dude, you're picking twice in the first, twice in the second, and twice in the third. Unless
you trade it all the way, in which case you get to see interviews the whole weekend with the epic guy that you got.
Yeah, you see, but yeah, I mean, look, sometimes it's too much to give up. I mean, giving up 2 1s, 2 2s, and 2 3s to go up to 3. Yeesh.
Yeah, I think the Johnson chart was the 2 1s, the 2 2s, and a single 3 would do it. But you're probably gonna have to overpay this year because of the quality of the quarterback drop.
I don't know. The only one that really crazy about the Baker Mayfield.
I would be perfectly happy seeing Josh Rosen.
See,
I don't have anything against Baker Mayfield either. I'd be fine with him. The one guy who I don't want is Sam Darnold.
Well, that could be the guy.
It could be, but I'm hoping he isn't.
Well, here's the thing with Josh Rosen. He's had his share of injuries, and a lot of experts are equating him to Sam Bradford. Big talent, but just can't stay on the field. And there's a little bit of legitimacy there.
Yeah, but I watched the guy play, and he looks good. He looks really good.
Guess who looked really good in college too? Sam Bradford.
Yeah.
Look who looked. Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Well, Bradford was hyped up because he was playing in the Big 12 a bit.
Yeah, but he was still good. So.
Not that the Pac-12 is anything special right now, but
hey, the Bills could just get Vinny Testaverde. Bring him out of retirement. He's only in his 50s, early 60s. You know?
Dude, you gotta try this at some point, this first-person thing. This is just weird.
Alright, how do you get the first person?
Home key.
No, it doesn't. Home key doesn't take me to first person. Yeah, home key doesn't take me to first person.
Okay. Well, you gotta look at your keys then. You'll find it in the config what it does. Which one does it? For me, it's the home key. I'll never do this again as Red Mage though, because whenever I'm holding the little floating thing in front, it gives me like this big glare right in front when I'm casting.
Perfect time to play Ninja. You know what we got? Great job. Great for the Ninja.
Actually, it would probably be great to see this as Bard.
Yeah. Of course, my uncle was happy that Tyrod Taylor was traded.
Yeah, he didn't like him too much, did he?
No, he wasn't a big fan.
I still think he's a good quarterback. He's just not a franchise quarterback.
Yeah, he's not going to win games for you.
No, he isn't going to lose them either. That's the thing. So he's one of those guys that, like, if you have one of those epic defenses and a lot of things around him, he can be that game manager, dynamic guy. That
I know. Yeah, but what happened against Jacksonville? The Bills defense was phenomenal, and he couldn't get a touchdown. He couldn't get a touchdown.
Although some of that play calling down around the goal line still bugs me, and it's been a couple months.
I think that's what got Tennessee fired.
I think so too, because I mean he was questionable all year, but that was one that just
but that was it. But Tyrod Taylor should have never checked out though.
True.
And it was there, man. And when they did that, it's there. All you had to do was just back it in, give it to Shady McCoy, bring Tolbert in. And it's interesting that they got Chris Ivory.
Yeah, I don't know if I love that one, but
well, maybe the thought is that Tolbert's gone.
Yeah,
and you need a Mancher. Back. They obviously have a reason to get Chris Ivory, so they obviously.
Well, I think they're just desperate for a backup who can just, play about 4 or 5 series a game and contribute a little bit.
They didn't have it.
They didn't have it this year. Gillislee, though, looks like he's going to come free. I mean, New England pretty much benched him towards the end of the year, and
here's an idea: Dion Lewis is a free agent.
Yeah.
How about that one? That's going to be a pickup for somebody. It's going to be good. He's one of those small scat backs, you know, it doesn't get hit, doesn't go forever. You know. He is the, Darren Sproles kind of guy.
I took the bleed off you since the healer ain't gonna do it.
No, I got expect to heal or something.
Crap, I'm out of balance.
But if the Red Mage ran in where everybody else was.
It's a little hard to see.
Yeah. Yeah.
What the heck just blew us up?
I think you did.
Right behind me.
I'm just passing on everything. I just got rid of a whole slew of crap in my chest.
I mean, this game looks awesome in first person, but man, it's tough to play. I'm not gonna recommend it. My scatters stink from it throwing weakness.
Yeah, I know. I'm not hitting myself. Alright, I'll res. I'm excited who the Bills are going to get back.
Yep.
I mean, I have a feeling it will be your boy Sam Gordon. So why don't you like him? He's high rated.
Just watching him play, man. Just from watching him play.
So if Cleveland takes Saquon Barkley at 1, Giants take Chubb at 2, then they'll trade with Indy. But if Barkley or Chubb's on the board, I think that Indy's not going to trade the pick. Even though they got more holes than, you know. See, I still hold the philosophy that Cleveland's going to draft Barkley at 1 and then get a quarterback at 4. And then they're going to groom him with the 1 year behind Tyrod Taylor. You figured that the Browns need to win a game, and that's why they got Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah, I mean, Tyrod Taylor can get you to 500. I don't think there's any question about
Well,
that.
they got it. And if the Cleve was smart, they'd go out and they'd bring back Terrell Pryor. They shouldn't have let him go in the first place.
I kind of feel bad for Kaiser that they gave up on him so quickly. I was going to sit behind Rogers.
Yeah, forever.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. He was playing better down the stretch. There's just nothing there.
His accuracy was so low that I think that's the reason why they gave up on him.
Now here's a question. Yeah, his accuracy was low, but now was he trying to be too perfect?
I don't know.
You know, trying to throw to yeah. So we'll see. So now he sits behind Green Bay. And yeah, now he's but you figure he's going to be third because Brett Hundley wasn't bad for a backup.
Nope.
It wasn't bad at all. So now, yeah, well, you know, it is what it is.
Yep.
It's the NFL. He's getting paid a hell of a lot more than I am, so right, hold the clip. See if Jacksonville just goes ahead and releases Marcel Darius.
All right. Come on, Sneezy in more ways than one.
Oh yeah.
Stop yawning. It's contagious.
I know.
Alright, this will be really interesting to see if I can stay alive on this.
Why's that?
When you see the video, you will understand. Again, I wouldn't do this as Red Mage just because of all the visual stuff that's going on right in front of my perspective.
Stay away from me, stay away from me.
I can't see you.
Jesus Christ.
You gotta get away from me because I can't see you.
Dude, I was running the other way and you just kept following me like a freaking retard.
Yeah. Again, can't see you. First person. No idea.
Yeah. You had the yellow ball on there in the thing wall, and I'm like, stay away from me, stay away from me.
I don't see any yellow ball. You will see.
Not yellow ball, but whatever. Idea. Just don't go anywhere the next time.
Nope. Hey, you're gonna intentionally die during the raid. I get to do
I
this.
didn't intentionally die. It was an inadvertent placement. stayed away from me. I'm proud of you.
It's all over, kids. Do not try this at home. I don't know. I'm gonna go with the tank. Yeah, looks cool.